one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it, because you can.
This is brought to us from the Detroit News, where an African-American gay man claims in a federal lawsuit 2 Michigan State police troopers racially profiled him and plotted to plant drugs on him during an April traffic stop in Benton Harbor. The Michigan State police officials said troopers George Conyu and Matthew Akai had a valid reason to pull over Alabama resident Dakare Lariat, and the motorist mistakenly assumed they were discussing planting drugs when the pair were talking about locating equipment used to test for sobriety. State police officials added they're looking into Kanyu's social media posts in 2016 and 17, which were attached to the lawsuit as alleged examples of the troopers' bias and prejudices against gay people and black people. Now, the lawsuit seeks more than $10 million in damages, for emotional stress and humiliation as a direct result of the troopers' discriminatory conduct, according to the 10-page lawsuit filed October 1st in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Michigan. Now, Lariat was pulled over by troopers of the Michigan State Police without any reasonable suspicion or probable cause to believe he had committed any traffic violations and or a crime, according to the lawsuit that was filed.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. You got a license on you?
Yeah, it's in my bag.
In the back?
In my bag.
Oh, go for it. Yeah. The reason I'm stopping, there's 2 red lights there. Make sure you come to complete stops. Yep. Thank you. Where you coming from?
St. Joseph.
St. Joe? Where are you trying to get?
I'm dropping them off right here.
Oh, okay. This address here?
Mm-hmm.
With the fence? Okay. You have any paperwork for the vehicle?
I'm sorry.
Any paperwork for the vehicle, like registration, insurance?
I do.
Can I see that, please?
Sure.
It's a nice car. How's it driving? Good. Thank you. This is obviously the insurance. How long have you owned it?
3 years.
Do you have one with an expiration date or no?
What's that?
Do you have a card with an expiration date or no?
A card?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Usually when people have a certificate of insurance, it'll say the expiration date on it.
I believe that's the latest.
This is the latest? Okay. I'll be able to verify on my computer. Do you have any, like a registration card with that came with a tag? Shows who the vehicle's registered to. It's a little square card. Should be in the glove box or something.
Who is registered?
Yeah. That's the title of insurance, or certificate of insurance. The registration is what you put on the plate. You have a copy of that somewhere?
The plate's my name. I mean, I don't
It's in your name.
I mean, it's literally my name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I noticed that.
Okay, I don't know what else to say.
Okay. You just don't have the proof of it.
According to the lawsuit that was filed. It goes on. During the traffic stop, Lariat was treated with hostility and suspicion solely based on his race, in violation of his constitutional rights. The lawsuit goes on. Lariat was black, driving an expensive car with another black man as a passenger at night, and as a result was targeted. The actions of the Michigan State Police troopers were part of a pattern and practice of racially discriminatory policing. That's according to the lawsuit. Now, Dakare Lariat was charged with operating a vehicle while under the influence of a controlled substance, but the charges were later dismissed. His attorney, Chandrika Simmons, did not return any phone calls. Of course not. She don't want to talk about it.
Is it Dakare? Am I saying that wrong? Dakare? I told you the reason for the stop was there's 2 red lights, okay? I know they're flashing, but that's still, you have to treat it like a stop sign. At nighttime, at like midnight, the lights turn from red to flashing, okay? Flashing red still means stop. A lot of people don't understand that. They think it's a yield. And then the second light we came up to up here, you made that right turn. Again, you got to come to a complete stop, okay? So those are the 2 moving violations I saw, okay? I walk up to the car and I can smell alcohol. Whether it's you or your passenger, that's why I asked the question, have you been drinking? To which you responded, it was 2 hours ago. And then you denied drinking alcohol, okay? And I believe, you know,
actually what you stated was it at least 2 hours, something like that.
Yep.
You kind of inferred something, but no, I've not been drinking.
Well, I didn't mean to like give you a leading question.
No, but to be clear, I have not been drinking.
You haven't any alcohol.
Did stop, correct, and I did stop at each of those lights.
Okay.
So
I do have it on camera.
Okay.
So it is recorded.
All right.
Along with all my sobriety evaluations.
Okay.
Which have led me to determine you are under the influence.
Okay.
And driving. So now I have to bring you in for a blood draw, and then you have to sit a detox window. I can't let you operate safely because I don't believe that you can. I believe you're a good dude. I don't want to tow your car. So if he's a valid driver or something, he can park it. He can let me park it. But I don't want to tow it from you because it's a nice ride and I wouldn't want to see it.
I did not make any moving violations, and I'm not under any influence.
Okay. That's your opinion, but with my observations, I have to make a hard decision.
So please explain to me what test I failed.
Well, they're not pass or fail, okay?
Okay.
But I am noticing several signs of divided attention, not being able to focus on the instructions as I've given them,
Well, I'm very tired.
and then fine motor skills being impaired, such as not being able to touch the heel to toe, the rigid body movements, you have sway, and on and on and on. I'll type up a whole, probably be an 8-page report on this. And then here's the deal. If you're right and there's nothing in your body, everything gets thrown out.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to write you a bunch of tickets or anything, okay? I do what's fair. But I'm very confident that you don't have the ability to operate safely.
I
know right now you feel fine, and the thing is, what you had normally, maybe you would be fine. You're a smart, intelligent guy. The thing is, people understand different substances, whether that be marijuana, alcohol, medications you mixing, they amplify the effects of it. So you're taking medication that's prescribed to you, which you take every day, which is fine. Then let's say you have a drink, or you have some marijuana, or you have another medication. What it does, you never know how that reacts to those medications. So what my partner's seeing is signs that you're impaired, can't operate safely. It's his professional opinion that you can't operate safely, but that's not the end-all be-all. What that means is that he has to verify that you are off the road, you're not operating that vehicle. He's wanting to make sure that it doesn't cost you any money because you don't need that. You've been nothing but complying with us. And then what will happen is once we verify you're okay, what you go through is a process called detoxification. All that means is that you wait until whatever's in your body is out of your body, then you're good. There's no added charges. There's no costs and fines with anything he's doing today. It's just to verify that you're safe, your passenger's safe. And that's just a courtesy because we appreciate you. And I know we're cool out here and you want to do all these evaluations, but we don't want anything to happen to you. And I don't want you to feel like you were mistreated by my partner in any way. And if you do feel like you're mistreated, you file a complaint. I'll give you my business card, my badge number, his badge number, whatever you need. But all we care about is your safety in the end. You get what I'm saying?
I'm honestly, I'm just floored.
I get it. And any questions you have, if you talk to me, I want to answer.
I would like to get everyone's information because I do feel harassed, and
we'll get you that.
there was no violation, and I'm fully capable of driving my car. I just drove from Cleveland.
Okay. Well, like I said, we're trained in standardized field sobriety evaluations. We've had over 800 hours of that. And let's say he's wrong. Let's say I'm wrong. Let's say that you are completely fine. In our professional opinion, due to our training experience, we don't believe you can operate that motor vehicle safely. So it's our job, as we swore to take an oath, to make sure that you get home and everybody else gets home safe. So we're not going to chance it. So today, what we're going to have to do is he'll allow you to park your vehicle, let your friend park your vehicle, whatever. We're not trying to cost you any money, but we do have to take you to the hospital, make sure you're okay because of substances we believe you're taking with your medication, and then get the blood draw done. After the blood draw is done, you'll be detoxed and be free to go. There's no added charges, nothing like that. Only time that changes is if you change how you've been. You go from cordial to not cordial. You say, I'm not doing this, screw you guys. Then what happens is we're going to do the same thing we've done, do our documentation, but then we have to contact the judge or magistrate. All they're going to do is authorize a search warrant for the blood. Then you get 6 points to your driving record, year suspension. That kind of jams you up, especially when you feel like you haven't done anything. We're not out to punish you. We just want to make sure that you get home safe and that tomorrow when you wake up, you go to work, you do whatever you got to do, nothing changes. And if you feel like we've harassed you, you can call our bosses, let them know, and they'll deal with us accordingly. But I don't want you to feel mistreated or misinformed, all right?
Now, Lariat posted a YouTube video of the incident titled Racially Profiled Traffic Stop, My Shocking Experience with Michigan State Police Misconduct. And in the video, which according to the lawsuit was obtained through the Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA, it shows nearly an hour of footage from Kanyu's body-worn camera. My eye is just watering, guys. After the troopers stopped Lariat on April 10th of this year and asked him to exit his SUV, Kanyu directed the motorist to perform field sobriety tests, which he appears to pass, according to the video. The trooper is later seen searching through various equipment in the back of his department SUV. As Kanyu rummages through his vehicle, Okai is heard asking a one-word question. It's garbled. The lawsuit claims Okai asked, drugs? Although Michigan State Police said the trooper was inquiring about straws used to administer sobriety tests, which is true. You could pass the FSD, and they still wanted you to blow. After Okai posed his question, Kanyu replied, I don't think I have any. Yeah, I had a stash in here somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Now, according to the lawsuit, it is clear that the troopers were planning to plant drugs in Lariat's vehicle and implicate him in a drug crime. Hence, he said, stash? I don't have a stash. I had a stash in here. Now, Lariat was not charged with drug possession. And when the Michigan State Police were reached, they said in a statement, Kanyu was referring to breathalyzer straws, not drugs. Quote, at no time did Michigan State Police troopers attempt to plant narcotics on Mr. Lariat or in his vehicle. The term stash referred to the trooper's inability to locate his supply of preliminary breath test straws, which are required for administering a preliminary breath test. Upon learning of the allegations in Mr. Lariat's lawsuit, we initiated an internal affairs investigation.
I don't think I have any. Yeah, I had a stash in here somewhere. I don't even know where it's at. He's gonna refuse anyway. Yeah. I don't know what he's on. Was it? Yeah, I'm assuming weed and alcohol.
A little bit more about why it stopped. This thing I heard his explanation, and it didn't go.
So me, I didn't stop it. Me, I'm just.
Well, I do have to say, this is a very excessive stop. It's cold. I want to drop him off.
As it pertains to the traffic stop, the investigation concluded the stop was conducted in accordance with department policy and legal standards. Now, according to the video, after the trooper stopped Lariat and told him he'd rolled through 2 red lights without coming to a complete stop, Kanyu asked him if he'd had anything to drink, saying his breath smelled fruity. And there are drinks that smell kind of fruity, you know. The trooper also used the word daiquiri, which Larry wrote on his YouTube channel he felt was a snide reference to his sexual orientation. Or maybe it was to the drink. Troopers George Kanyu and Matthew Akai falsely claimed I didn't stop at several lights, mocked my name by calling me daiquiri, and made homophobic remarks about me smelling fruity, Lariat wrote. I don't know. The lawsuit said Kanyu is not shy about his bias and prejudices against gay people and black people. A simple gander at his social media, that was still up as of this writing, is indicative of that, says the lawsuit. An attachment to the lawsuit titled Samples of Kanyu's Social Media Displaying Obvious Homophobia, Transphobia, Racism, and Misogyny contained the trooper's posts from 2016 and 17, including a retweet of a photo showing a man shooting a rifle at the jersey of former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who incited controversy in 2016 when he refused to kneel for the national anthem during games. So that doesn't make him racist. A lot of people are pissed off about that. A retweet of an African American woman's photo captioned, "Met the biggest beauty of a crackhead last night." A photo of a man yelling and captioned, "Ha! Gay!" A retweet of a 2017 Fox News story about black teens who tortured a disabled white youth and yelled, "F white people." And a reaction in that from a former user named Cloyd Rivers, who wrote, "Imagine the reaction if 4 white people kidnapped and tortured a black kid while saying F Obama and F black people." There was a retweet of an ex-user post that said, "She sounds hideous," in response to a 2016 news story titled Transgender MMA Fighter Destroys Female Opponent. Maybe she does sound hideous. Another retweet of a user who wrote, "Nope," in response to an opinion story that said plus-sized women should model lingerie in Victoria's Secret ads. On November 8th of 2016, the day Donald Trump was elected president, Kanyu tweeted, "Make America Great Again," surrounded by American flags. November 22nd of that year, a retweet of a photo of Trump flanked by 2 police officers with the caption, "President-elect Trump did what Obama never would. He called families of slain officers to offer condolences." February 24th of 2017, Kanyu tweeted, "If you're a racist, we'll attack you from the north," according to Abraham Lincoln. A May 20th retweet of that year from an ex-user named Alec Miller who posted, "My hair is really nice, but in no time will it be overtaken by dirty people wearing a Minion shirt, pajama pants, and flip-flops." I don't know about, I'll get back to that. But state police officials said they're reviewing Kanyu's social media history. Quote, "Sexist, racist, and homophobic remarks are not in line with the values of the Michigan State Police. The allegation about these personal social media posts is part of the internal affairs investigation." Now, Lariat has a second ongoing federal civil rights lawsuit against his former employee, Whirlpool Corporation, where he alleged a hostile work environment was created in response to the plaintiff's race and sexual orientation. Sounds like this guy just has a problem with the fact that he's gay and he's black. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. But it sounds like he does have a problem with it. I mean, his former employer, he don't like me because I'm black and gay. Now these cops, I mean, and I'm going to go over a couple things here and I'm done. So kind of hang with me for a second. But when he was talking about his breath and it smelled kind of fruity. If you had a daiquiri, you making fun of my name because it's daiquiri? No, he's asking you if you, because you know what a daiquiri is, right, people? Well, maybe you don't. I don't know. So if you're a drinker, you know what a daiquiri is. Some drinks smell kind of fruity. I mean, here in our local store, we have these drinks that you can get: the Long Island iced tea, the zombie. There's another one, I forget the name of it, but I think it's called Hurricane. I think it's called the Hurricane. But they're in bottles, they're already mixed drinks, and you just pour them over ice, or you can blend them. They have a fruity smell to them, especially the Long Island iced tea. So I don't know about that one. And then when he says, yeah, I had a stash in here. What are you talking about, drugs? No, he's talking about a stash of straws. Some people say that. Yeah, I got a stash in my car. Maybe they're not talking about drugs. Maybe they're talking about football equipment. Hey, you got any football helmets? Yeah, I have a stash at the gym. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching. Let me know. The last thing I want to mention here. Last thing, the retweets, and you can look in the description box if you want to go back through that guy's tweets and posts. A lot of those, I don't know that they're homophobic, transphobic, or racist. He's shooting a Colin Kaepernick jersey. Yeah, because a lot of people were pissed off about that because he was kneeling at the national anthem where you stand up and do this too. Nothing to do with racism. And then when the transphobe, and he goes, wow, she sounds horrible. Maybe her voice is jacked up. I mean, RFK Jr., I love the guy. I mean, I'm not going to try to be mean or insensitive here, but when he talks, how many of you, be honest with yourself, have heard RFK Jr. talk and go, ooh, dude, yeah, you gotta do something about that. You know, especially when you first heard him talk, because I only heard RFK Jr. speak a few months ago for the first time. I think it was Joe Rogan he was talking to. And I was like, whoa, ooh, you know, he's got something going on. So when they say that about that transgender, whoa, she sounds horrible. Maybe her voice is jacked. I don't know what they're talking about, but I digress. Just that some of those tweets, as I was looking at them, I was like, nah, I don't know about the crackhead comment. That's a little top. But I don't know. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know.
You want me to read these chemical test rights right now or wait for the key to come back? You can read it with me if you want. Okay. A peace officer, you're arrested for offense of operating a vehicle while intoxicated due to the consumption of alcoholic liquor, controlled substance, or other intoxicating substance, or a combination. I'm requesting you take a chemical test to check for alcohol and/or controlled substances or other intoxicating substances before your intoxicating substance in your body. If you are asked to take a preliminary breath test before your arrest, you must still take the test I'm offering you. If you refuse to take this chemical test, it will not be given to you without a court order, but I may seek to obtain such court order. So my partner's talking about your refusal to take this chemical test shall result in the suspension of your operator's and chauffeur license and vehicle group designation or operating privilege, and the addition to 6 points to your driving record. After taking my chemical test, you have the right to demand a person of your own choosing administer a breath, blood, or urine test. You'll be given reasonable opportunity for such test. You are responsible for obtaining chemical analysis of a test sample taken by a person of your own choosing. Results for both chemical tests shall be admissible in a judicial proceeding and will be considered with other admissible evidence in determining your innocence or guilt. You understand all that?
Not 100%.
What's questions?
I mean, it's just I've never seen anything like that before. So.
Yeah. So your signature here, the law is called implied consent law. Okay. So when you sign a license, that means I consent anytime a police officer asks to take my blood. If you refuse it, that's your contract, right? You refuse it, you lose your contract. So your license is gone, you're no longer to drive, and it's 6 points to your driving record. So that if you get your license back, you got 6 points already, you get a ticket and you get suspended again or something like that. So that was your agreement with the Secretary of State, okay? So does that make a little more sense? Okay. Are you going to take your blood test?